Good. We on? Hold on. Hold up. Make sure we should be good. All right. We on now. Hold on. Let me fix myself up. I can't be coming out here looking crusty and busted. Okay. There we go. Welcome back, y'all. Give me a second. Sharing real quick. Welcome back to Dissect the Dialogue. This is episode 104. 104. I don't know if y'all been where y'all been at. Why is my doing a swoop? My hand's weird. Anyway, I don't know if y'all been hiding somewhere, but just recovering from Hurricane Beryl. Hope everybody that's still out of power. Wishing a speedy recovery on that. And if you have any Centerpoint shares, I suggest you sell them because they did not come through. Nobody came through in this hurricane. I'm still kind of pissed off about that. The fact that you gotta think, and maybe I'm just, my mind is just being conspiracy. I'm in my conspiracy bag. I done been through Rita. I done been through Ike. I've been through Harvey and a splash of Katrina, right? Rita was pretty strong, and I remember being a kid being out with lights and power for a certain amount of time. I actually remember it happening. Like I was young, so I remember it occurring. What's happening now is ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what's going on. how they're doing things that on that city, but they need to get it together. Okay. Get Abbott, will his Professor X ass on somewhere, get him doing some stuff. I don't know. Because I'm seeing a lot of Katrina stuff happening right now, where it's gonna be Bush passing around A-Leaf for Agazome, and he sees the replicants, the rebels just moving around, rummaging and scrambling for scraps or whatever. But in other news, did somebody check on Orange Man? Did somebody check on the Orange Man? That was wild. That was insane. But in a weird way, I don't know. Maybe it's like the American in me was kind of like, I don't know. I was kind of like intrigued, low key. Because like, okay, yeah, he didn't get shot, but and then the back of your mind, you kind of thinking like, what would have happened if he did? I know I'm wrong thinking it, but I'm pretty sure everybody was thinking about that. What would have happened? I mean, shoot, we halfway through the year, we need some excitement besides the Kendrick and Drake thing. But that's just a few stuff I want to talk about. But let's get to the nitty gritty. Now, for those that are into the stars and the mystical stuff, it being Cancer season. I think this is the first time I actually like engaged in this type of. I need to like do like a whole separate thing when I go into that stuff, not to fit in or be a trend, but I just think it'd be cool. But yeah, being Cancer season for those that are into that stuff, the home is fits that Cancer top theme in a sense. And also it deals with nurturing and femininity. The reason why I bring this up is I don't know if y'all can relate, but a lot of people are talking about family stuff, talking about having a healthy family dynamic, bringing up genealogy and all that. Because I honestly think family is the thing that builds any community together. The problem is a lot of us wants to be set and stuck in our ways And so because of that, we kind of are in this predicament as to where we don't want to build anything. We don't want to build a family. We don't want to build a community. We don't want to build a healthy environment. We almost kind of want to settle in our filth, settle in the mud. And the reason why I say that is as far as the dating pool goes and as far as people engaging in relationships, especially for, our community, the B part of the BIPOC people color, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't know, I keep watching, like for example, this pop the balloon crap that they're doing now. Like, this is just further proof my point that no other community is doing this but us. Like, we're the only ones that engage in this tomfoolery, coonery, buffoonery. And no one seems to notice. I look at this show, I look at like how it's set up, I look at, how it's like the format in a sense. And I just look at it, I'm just like, I don't think any group of people does this besides us. And it's really annoying because we're the only ones to have a high standard for ourselves, but put in low minimum effort. We want to get this type of shoes, this type of car, but still running around talking about reparations. But that's not the main topic. Dave Chapelle said this best about the dating pool. He says chivalry is dead and women killed it. Now, I know a lot of my women that are watching and listening. Yeah, watching and listening because, Spotify and YouTube video. I know that a lot of them watching are like, what do you mean? Well, this is what I mean. The fact that there used to be a time where if you wanted to approach somebody, if you wanted to approach the person you were pursuing, you would in a way court them, won't get too aggressive, but still kind of, exert yourself in a way, asking for a drink, get to know one another, conversate, you know, exchange, different walks of life, basic stuff like that. Now it's not even like that no more. Now it's almost like who can, well, even though part of back then probably had that aspect, but it's all about like who can I get over and who can I just get a quick, smash and dash type play. That also goes on. And I see a lack of like actually getting to know people. And not only that, people don't know how to talk no more. And that's men and women. But if we're, going on the actual who creates the dating market, who does this, who does that, sorry, gotta be honest. And it's women create the dating market. And it's not great. It's not. I mean, you got more men choosing to just clearly stay out of the dating pool, just cold turkey, not even trying to see where they can go to find a significant other, who to talk to, who, it's nothing like that. They don't even want to try no more. Why would they? I mean, it's already bad enough that, you get a more rejection side than the opposite where, okay, I get like a few girls' numbers and we may not talk afterwards, but it's cool to get hit or have like their IG or whatever. Now it's almost like you talk to a woman, you better hope you don't go to jail the next day. Because it's like everything is like harassment now. If you're ugly, if you're attractive, it's flirting. But not to get too long with it, I know I keep saying that, but it really had me thinking because it reminded me of somebody that that just a friend of mine. Yeah, actually, a friend of mine. She always mentioned how she keeps having problems with men, and she can't really seem to find the right one, and she can't really seem to understand who she likes, who she doesn't like. She thinks this guy is this. One guy's soft, one guy, I don't know, his nails aren't clean, things of that nature. But I'm like, so what if someone did that to you, and what is your flaws that you have? And he's like, oh well, then then you have the mental gymnastics. Then she wants to flip and bounce and move the goalposts. Well, they have to. It's like when certain women, they go on like to that forever child mode where they don't want to admit what they did and all that. But it had me thinking because men, we went to high school. We know what it's like when you try to be nice to the person, the chick that you like or you're trying to get with. You do all the nice stuff you can, and you get no satisfaction out of it. You get played out, tossed to the curb, treat like a scrub, essentially. Then you look and you notice the jerks, the ones that treat them like crap, right? Treat the girls like crap, don't really respect them, ignore them, thinks they ain't worth nothing, and then somehow those women are still constantly pursuing them. But why are they pursuing them? Then once they pursue them and then they realize that quote unquote asshole phase isn't a phase. It's just that's really who they are. Then one thing leads to another, they end up cares, then the relationship doesn't work, then they end up becoming, piece of shit parents, blah blah. Then that same woman tries to run into the geek, the nerd, the square, the cornball, whatever that they dogged in high school. And I see that a lot too. So I say that all to say this, and this is tonight's question as y'all can read in the screen. Are women afraid of healthy masculinity? Are they afraid of the divine man? Because I see a lot of toxic masculinity. I see every talk show, every format you see toxic masculinity. Men are this, men are that. They don't know how to. Yeah, okay, sure. You can get. It's like you compare the small bad apples that you've associated with or that you've been with, and then you put them in a whole box. Case in point, I just looked this up. In America, right? And for those that can't tell, I'm like 6'2". I say it's like 6'2" and a half, 6'3" if I probably have to shoot some. Anyway, I'm like around that height range, right? It's like 6'2", 6'3". I just looked up that men that are 6 feet and above, the percentage in America is 14.5%. 14.5%. Say we were around that, right? Let's say around that. That would be what? Y'all help me out. 3 out of 20, right? So out of say if a woman speed dates 20 men, right? 3 out of those men are going to be 6 feet tall. The problem is you got women that are looking for that small percentage of men and thinking it's going to be all 20. Now, if men would have did the same thing to women saying, well, I like my woman a certain weight or a certain height, she'll be canceled. He'll be called gay. He'll be called every bad name you can think of. And for our community, sad to say, it's even worse. It's even worse because for some odd reason, there's like a higher, there's like a higher pinnacle to reach for some odd reason. Like it's like we're the ones that have to like meet every box. Like we got to be Da Vinci and Jesus at the same time. But this is a real statistic. I probably mentioned it. It's a real statistic. You don't believe me? Look it up. black women, it's proven 80% of them are either obese or overweight. That's this is right. Growing up, you look at old pictures. If you see our grandparents, how they looked back in like what 50s, 60s, they didn't look at how some of these women look. Like I'm like looking at women that are like could be running backs and linebackers wearing some pink sweatpants, but want a 6 feet tall dude, six figure, 6 inch. But men are the problem with the dating market. And then this is when I had to like say to myself, like, okay, so is this just like a woman, like a well, let me not say a woman thing. Is it just like a unhealed feminine? Is it an unfeminine? So, let me pull this up. This is what I looked up: the traits of divine masculine. This is what I found. Let me find it real quick. This is what they say divine masculine characteristics are. Here we go. Now it says strength, action, rationality, integrity, emotional endurance, assertiveness, confidence, and speaking up for yourself. That is considered divine masculine traits. This is my follow up question to that. Why do women say they want that type, but then go to the opposite? Then let's go to wounded. Let's just say wounded masculine characteristics. What would be a wounded? What's wounded masculine characteristics? Let's put that up. No, not wounded. Not wounds. Let's see. Let's see wounded masculine wounded masculinity. What would that be considered? Oh my gosh. It's taking me forever and a day. Okay, here we go. So it says aggression, right? Emotional shutdown, overworking to avoid emotions, a paralyzed mind, barriers to intimacy, control issues, dependence on others, and competition. Now, between those men I just picked, who do you think women are mostly going after? Or at least the ones that they attract? Because the ones I just mentioned before, the type of men that they pick definitely don't have, emotional maturity at all or assertiveness. And I think most women get that confused aggression and assertiveness. Assertiveness is you can still be calm, but still put your foot down. Aggression is just like these rappers that they showcase thinking, thinking that they're tough or thinking that they're showing some bravado. They're not. They're just wounded children that's been beat up and they need somebody to take it out on. That's what that is. And I think that the problem is a lot of times where we almost like, and I don't want to say to argument, 'cause I know a lot of people in the community have it too, but it's like we like struggle love. We like toxicity. We like the negative. We like drama because we think that's all we know in relationships. We think that's all we're accustomed to, and I think that's very strange. But if you listen to the music, some of these movies that they constantly play in romance, and that's another thing about romance movies. Why are a lot of romantic movies and novels consist of cheating? That's another thing too. Why do they consist of cheating? Also, why do they consist of quote unquote bestiality? I've I don't know if it's like scripted stuff, but I've literally heard women say like, "Oh, if he's like 5'11", 5'10", no." It could have been like some scripted stuff to like rage bait, but I don't know. Tubi movies. Let me tell you something. Tubi movies, I hate Tubi movies with a passion, especially because I'll say this, and I'll probably have, because I told you I'm in the lab doing stuff. I need to get back to it, but I might have something on there one day. But the reason why this is my love hate relationship to movies. I like that there's a format for our stories to be told, but it's damn near like black exploitation all over again. It's like minstrel show crap all over again, and I hate that. I hate that we're going back to that 2024. We're still, you know, doing black exploitation type movies. I thought that was like 70s, 80s type stuff. Like, okay, we did it then in school, yeah, but now it's like, come on. Like, I don't have to, like, because that's not us. That's like a small, microscopic portion of us. But the problem is, it's somebody that doesn't know, which is how the news works, and essentially how dating works. If you see a microscopic portion of what you've endured, and then you embody that as to everybody, which is not true. Okay. Not every man is a victimizer, a predator, or a creep. Just like not every woman is a delicate little flower who wants to be courted and wants to be treated like a princess. A lot of these bitches be evil as hell, setting dudes up, using men for free food. That also happens too, but nobody seems to talk about that. Another thing, why is toxic femininity not talked about? Why is that not mentioned? Why does nobody mention about toxic femininity? Because at times, a lot of women get away with doing a lot of crap that a man would never get away with. A woman can get away with being mentally ill because, they'll say, "Oh, it's their hormones," or whatever they say. Well, she is struggling. Yeah, they always like to give single moms that use the government to think, "Oh, they're struggling. Oh, she's doing her best." That's why I love when Pursuit of Happiness came out. Even I was young, but I was able to like understand like, dang, like come on, men go through that too, and we don't get credit for that. We're just supposed to go through life just accepting the cards that's dealt with us, which isn't a bad, metaphor to live by. I get it, whatever cards you dealt with, just play whatever hand you got. I get it. But yeah, that was a yeah, that was a definitely deep movie. I don't know what he's doing now. But yeah, and going back to stories, why isn't stories like that being told? They need more like redemption type stories. I don't know why they don't exist. But back to the main topic, yeah. So yeah, as far as the dating market, I wish that it would get better. It's already bad enough that like some people are not even getting married as much. I'll say as much. I'm not gonna say married a lot. I'll say as much because, to be honest, most of our parents, and I don't know what millennial Gen Z, I don't know who's watching mainly or who subscribed to me. They'll probably watch this later. Most of our parents probably didn't get married either. I'm gonna just say that. Mine didn't. I know y'all's didn't. I don't know if they believed in that stuff, but you got to think too. Gen X were technically the first. People say boomers were like kind of rebellious, but I think Gen X was Gen X was rebellious in a way. They were the latchkey kids. They grew up on MTV, all that stuff. But I also heard that that Gen X were considered young boomers. I think that's a great. I think that's a good assessment. Yeah, Gen X was. I was just saying people say boomers were because I guess they were the ones that were. I guess the boomers were the hippies. I think that's what it was. Boomers were the hippies, so I guess they kind of, but nah, Gen X was definitely. Well, dang, for a generation that was rebellious, they sure were strict to us as parents growing up. They sure don't want to. It's like they don't want to listen to rules, but they want to make all the rules. It's like, which in this way kind of reminds me of boomers. But not to get off track. As far as the dating market goes, I just wanted to get better. I'm tired of seeing men and women war with one another over nothing. Even if it's whatever, fake, scripted, whatever, it's still annoying to see. Especially, someone that is in a healthy relationship is kind of annoying, you know. And it's even more annoying that you're in a healthy relationship and people still try to figure out what's wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like people still try to figure out what's what what's going on. Do you have like a side piece or do you have some baby mama drama? Which is weird. Like, why would people try to make you feel bad about who you're with? And I think it's could be out of jealousy. Uh, dating apps. I don't knock dating apps. No, I don't really knock it. That's how uh, me and my girl met. That's how we met off of that. But yeah, I don't really knock it. I just wish that the weirdos would get off of it and the you know prostitutes would stop making fake accounts. But we get off of that. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, man, just I don't know the whole war against men and women is like getting kind of boring at this point. I know it's for a certain time. I know they're probably going to talk about it in the history books, but now, I mean, as far as advice on women, I mean, I'm the type of person, I can't tell women how to live their lives. I don't, I'm not in their shoes, literally not in their shoes, but I'll just say that I think women should start listening to men more. A lot of times, you know, they say their intuition is, or they have so-called intuition, which I'm not saying they don't, but I'm just saying they kind of, it's like an on-off switch. Like you turn it on. I think certain women turn it on and off when they want to. Because I think, you know, because if your significant other is unhappy and you know that he's unhappy, but yet you're not doing anything about it, I think that is a big problem. I think that's you being willfully ignorant and not using your true femininity to help him out. Just like how a man has to pretty much, even though if he doesn't know how to do quote unquote man stuff, he has to know. Whereas a woman doesn't necessarily have to cook or be a housewife, but can still be a modern woman. You know, men got to be traditional no matter what, but women could just be women, which I hate. So I'm not saying just straight up, don't work and just do housework. I mean, if you want to learn skills, if you want to work, you want to do it, go ahead. But I just think that you should understand what men go through. Understand that because we from young have to understand. I remember reading something. I was like, men were always taught. I'm paraphrasing, but men are always taught how to treat a woman and what not to expect from her, and then women were taught what to expect from a man and not how to treat one. I think it was something to that. Basically, men have to pretty much understand women, but women don't have to understand men. Just know what he may provide for you. But I think women need to understand men. I think that would be my advice. That's the divine masculine in me. Not just saying, cook this, clean that, rub my feet. That's no. But I'm saying just understand him, talk to him, you know, see what is going on in his head. Don't use his emotions as bait to try to make him feel terrible and just, be a good girlfriend, a good wife, this partner. So that's all I got to say about that. Let me know what y'all think. Um, what's up today? Are women afraid of healthy masculinity? Let me know in the comments. But that's all I got to say again. Thank you for tuning in, or thank you that one. Well, two of you think, but no matter. I'm gonna get there. But again, thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next one. I'm gone. Peace.